Hello, everybody, and welcome to the campus of Nashua High School North. I'm John Collins, along with Tom King. We're courtside, minutes away from the start of the Nashua High North Alvirne boys basketball game. It's our first, Tom and I, first game of the season. It happens also, Tom, as you know, to be the first game for North.
Exactly. They were put on pause, John, and they were supposed to open up 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately they were put on pause, athletic pause for the entire department. So when they came back, they had to wait another 2 weeks. So and the South girls are going through the same thing as they're on pause, and they have to wait 2 more weeks. But Steve Lane is out here, and give Steve Lane credit for coaching this team because he has some medical issues. He had medical issues years ago, and he's taking a chance in doing this. But give him credit for being out here as he's announcing to the crowd for senior night, as there are 6 seniors that are going to be honored.
Tom, I can understand every word that you're saying, but it sounds like you're talking through a mask.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm talking through.
Both of we are.
I'm talking through 2 of them, John.
Two of them.
I have
That's
2
right.
of them on.
Yep. Good.
So,
yep. I know it's the guidelines. So it's just been
unreal.
difficult. It has been everything.
It's just been unreal, and since last March,
we've almost done full circle.
If you had told me it would have lasted this long, I would have doubted you. And
Dr. Fauci said so, and we all didn't want to believe it, and here we are at almost the full year mark, and things are getting recanceled. Somebody just mentioned St. Patrick's Day Parade. That's in March, and
the marathon's moved again to the fall.
Is it? Okay, yeah.
But I see no reason why we won't have spring high school sports. We've made it through fall, we've made it through winter, and in the spring we go back outdoors. I don't think it's that much of a question. I think the school districts, I think the NHIAA, which hasn't come out with any kind of an announcement yet, but I'm sure they will in February, and they'll come out with a day to start. It'll probably be a little later than normal, which won't be that bad because of the fact that we wait for any snow to melt, including the snow that just starting to fall outside, which we haven't seen all January. But if we had the Silver Knights in the summer and also other summer baseball, I think that was a show that we could that it could be done again in the spring with the sports. Even lacrosse played some summer leagues in the summer, so I think that it will probably take place. We'll have a spring season, and the key is getting through the winter season right now. And it's basically, John, I typed up the schedules for the Telegraph for the weekend print edition for these high school schedules, and I put a note on top of it. Please, I said, check each day that you're going to want to attend a game if you have a ticket to a game, because these schedules are changing daily.
At a moment's notice.
At a moment's notice, they are changing. I check it every day to make sure that the game that I am going to be covering is going to be played, including this one.
And this one. And case in point, the game that you and Jason will do next Sunday, which will be between North and South. The boys, great rivalry here, but no guarantee that it'll happen. I heard the girls' game was affected.
The girls' team is out South girls' team is out for 2 weeks. They will not return until, if I looked at the schedules correctly, they won't play their first game until Tuesday the 9th of February. So they get through. Now, don't forget, these tournaments are going to be open tournaments like the fall. So they're open draws and everything else. So these are basically just games to get your team ready for those playoffs, and you just hope that your team will be able to compete in a playoff because of health.
Right.
So I mean, these seniors are getting honored.
Charlie Thomas, Liam O'Neill, Jacob Hibbard, Drew Chamberlain.
Now you're talking about
Jakes.
the Alvirne kids. Those are the Alvirne kids.
Oh, I'm
John.
sorry. I'm looking at that.
Curtis Harris Lopez, obviously.
Curtis Harris Lopez. Let's read off the
Jaden
seniors.
Espinal.
Stephen Norris.
Sam McElliott, Stephen Norris.
And Makram Elkoch.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's 2 more. Thomas Mason on the roster and Spencer Lebrecht.
Yes.
So those are listed on the roster. I believe he only thought there were going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I don't know which one is not going to be, is not part. But John, you know, the other thing too is these athletes had a choice whether or not they wanted to compete or not. And
This is a cute moment out here in the court right here.
yes, it is. This is. I believe this is Curtis Harris Lopez with
his family's
family
out there, and
Yep.
they're taking a photo, and
there it is. The masks are off for the photo, and they'll put them back on accordingly.
the star of the state championship football game. Last time I remember doing a game was the state championship with
That's
you
it.
and Jason.
Well, you were doing it with Jason in studio, and I was there at the venue.
Yeah, yeah. And that was an exciting time for Nashua North as they
made history.
Yeah, they did.
In fact, John, and here's an answer to the question. Now they have a 5-minute warm-up.
Yep.
The answer to the question is if someone tells you true or false, North played more playoff games than they did regular season games during that season. That is true.
Oh, wow. That's how unusual.
Only 3 regular season games.
3 regular season games.
They played South, they played Londonderry, and
you can probably tick off the playoff games that they played in.
Well, the playoff games with Bishop Girton, they played South Londonderry and BG, and then they played BG. Then they played, let's see, in the quarterfinal. Oh, let's see, who was their quarterfinal? I believe they played 4 playoff games. I know they played Salem in the semis, Goffstown in the finals. But I thought they did play
Merrimack?
4. Yes, Merrimack.
Merrimack, yeah.
Yep, Merrimack.
We thought that might be a close game, but there was no close games for that North football team. They were dominant.
Well, they missed 2 regular season games. They had 5 scheduled. They missed Merrimack and they missed Alvirne. They did not play those games.
Yeah.
But they were dominant except for the Salem game.
Oh, Salem, yeah.
Salem was the kind of team that would give them a hard time because of the wing T offense that their defense wasn't used to playing.
It took a while before they
definitely took a while. So
solidified that one, but it was a fun ride, and they have that star athlete on the basketball team, of course, that we like to key in on, Curtis Harris Lopez.
Yes, John,
and fully healthy.
But they don't have one other player that they had last year, and that is Nathan Kane. Nathan Kane transferred to Bishop Girton. He is the son of Stephanie Bird Kane. Stephanie Bird, who played for the John Pagula teams in the late 1980s. And I talked to her about it last week, and you know, Nate was a 2-year regular on this North team, and the reason he transferred was he wanted to be in school. He wanted to take classes in school, in the building. Did not want to do I think they're going to end up going a full year remote. He did not want to end up doing that. Did not want to do remote learning.
Yeah.
He wanted to be in a school with classmates and everything else.
Wow, I thought you were going to say a different reason than that.
Nope, that's the reason.
So he'll be playing against his old team on in the last game of the season if it goes on as scheduled on February 26th. Bishop Girton is scheduled to take on North. Hopefully we'll be able to do that game at the conclusion of February as we try to wind our way and survive this pandemic, which has gone on from 2020 now into the new year. John Collins with Tom King courtside, minutes away from Alvirne taking on North in North's building. Tim O'Neill is our cameraman.
Pete Johnson, our executive producer.
Yeah,
Here's
snowing
outside. The players, it's snowing outside. Not supposed to be that much, but it certainly is.
It's a nuisance.
Certainly is a nuisance. There's a couple inches there, about an inch and a half on the ground already. If you look at Alvirne, we're going to have to watch out for number 20, Liam O'Neill. He is a senior. He's 6'6", and he's a big presence inside. And also, you know, look for Nick Jakes. He has played well for the Broncos. But Brendan Graham, he's listed as 6'8". He'll be number 32. He's a junior.
Yeah.
And those 3 players, you know, are keys for the Broncos. And I have, and also Owen Haskins, number 11. I've seen this team play. And Charlie Thomas, the senior point guard, who basically controls everything. I have seen this team play. They played against Merrimack John, and they were very efficient for 4 quarters. The one thing that they weren't able to do much of in that game against Merrimack, which they won by, I think it was 53-29 was the final score.
39, I just wrote it down.
No, 29. Merrimack didn't get out. I don't think Merrimack got 30.
Well, they have it on the NHAI
website.
I
think it was 2-9.
All right.
But I'll have to. Maybe it was 39. I'm not sure. But Merrimack was never in the game. They were down. They were down 13-4 after one period. Alvirne couldn't hit free throws. I could recruit a lot of pupils for the Tom King free throw school. They could not.
So Alvirne's got a problem from the stripe,
They could not hit free throws, and it was just funny watching Marty Edwards, the Alvirne coach, just shake his head every time there was a miss at the line.
Hey, no excuse for that, man. You can work on that in a pandemic by yourself at a free throw line someplace, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see what transpires here. North's about to find out what kind of team they have. This is their first regular season game, and they are getting set to take the floor against Alvirne, who have been fortunate to play 3 games so far.
Yes, and don't forget, John, there will be no tip. There will be no tip-off. They will be inbounding.
Okay,
so
hopefully I can stay out of play
period.
here in the corner, and we'll welcome you back. Second period. We're in the corner over here to the right of your camera, and hopefully won't see the ball on top of this table anytime soon. But the way these guys go at it, these young men in the prime of their life, sometimes even though I'm 25 feet away from the out of bounds line, it's still too close. Alvirne with the first possession. The turnaround shot doesn't go for Liam O'Neill. Loose ball scramble on the floor. O'Neill actually got a hand on it. Threw it on ahead, but it was picked up by Stephen Norris. For North, he was able to get that loose ball. Threatening to shoot from outside. Sam Elliott moves it inside and scores the first 2 points of the game. Samuel Elliott gets 2 for the Titans, and they are up, and they start the scoring. Pretty good jumper from about 6 feet away. And working his way through traffic, Liam O'Neill does not draw the foul. There was some contact. The officials elect to let him play as North swings the ball around the perimeter. Curtis Harris penetrates, dishes, and they score. That is a nice assist by Curtis Harris Lopez. Stephen Norris with the easy put in. Norris has all 4 points so far. Actually, no, that's Samuel McElliott got the first 2 points for North, and Norris scores a bucket. So there's 4-0. The Titans get the rebound of the miss. They try a fast break. Curtis Harris Lopez fires it down the court, and it is intercepted by a knee. Alvirne able to get in the passing lane, but North maintains possession. Ball goes out of bounds off of the Titans. Alvirne looking for their first points of the game. Tom remembers a not-so-close game between Alvirne and Merrimack. Merrimack and Alvirne played twice already in the early season here. That's where the schedule goes. You pair up. You play 2 teams in a row. In fact, North and Alvirne will play another game in 3 nights on Friday of this week. This is a Tuesday night game here at North. So they'll rematch pretty quickly. But the Alvirne and Merrimack scores were nearly identical those first 2 games they played. The step back for North, Jaden Espinal, to the outside, and nothing but net for Spencer Lebrecht, and Alvirne wants a timeout to talk about the early game action and the fact that they don't have any points yet. Among the topics of discussion, I'm sure, between Coach Marty Walsh and his team. But the first 2 games Alvirne played against Merrimack, nearly identical scores, according to the NHIAA website. 54-39 the first one, and 55-40 in the second one. So the same exact 15-point difference. The only other game that Alvirne played was a 60-52 loss to Pinkerton. So Pinkerton with the win. It's really early in the season, and usually the standings don't mean a heck of a lot at this point, but can't help but just sneak a peek at what the standings are, see if there's anybody undefeated in boys basketball, if they've got more than maybe 3 games played. Alvirne with the scramble. Down court they come as they're beating the full court press, looking for a shot to take. Down 7-0 in the first quarter here in some Tuesday night basketball. North's first foray onto the court against an opponent this season after 3 cancellations. So Liam O'Neill got a great look at the basket, but he misses. Curtis Harris Lopez with the rebound. North works it down for an open shot by Tom Lorendi, but it doesn't fall. And it's still 7-0 in favor of North. They work it around and underneath, looking for his first points. Liam O'Neill dished it, and it's an offensive foul, or he did step out of bounds. Might have stepped out of bounds. So it amounts to a turnover against the Broncos. And North trying to add to their 7-0 lead. So in the boys basketball standings in Division I right now, super early. And it's blank. I don't think it's my phone, or it's probably intentionally left blank at this point. Boys basketball, Division I. Be a free throw here upcoming for Stephen Norris of North. First free throw of the game will be taken by the Titans. It's off to the right. Yeah, they leave it blank, so we don't know who's in the lead right now. Let's say it's Alvirne. They're 2-1, unless somebody else is undefeated and has played more games. And Norris with, I guess it was a foot fault violation on the free throw. So even though it went in, it doesn't count. 7-0 still. Alvirne again needing to beat the full court press if they're going to score their first points of this game. Under 5 minutes to go first quarter. Alvirne looking for their offensive footing. You know they can score. They've put up some pretty respectable point totals through the first 3. Talking 52, 55, and 54. There's a put in. Driving to the basket. Nicely done by Brendan Graham for the Broncos. Gets them on the scoreboard. So it's a 7-2 game now. North trying to answer right back. There's a foul on the floor before the shot. Doing his whirling dervish move was Samuel McElliott, and he got fouled on the floor by Brendan Graham. His first foul. Inbound play, Curtis Harris Lopez. Trying to split the defense, travels. Disagrees with the call apparently, but you kind of know a player's perturbed when he pulls down the mask to argue, however briefly, as he did there. So the inbound play. And here comes the Broncos. Again, facing some full court pressure, making life difficult. They work their way over half court. And with it, Charlie Thomas, number 5, doing the ball handling. Looking for a bounce pass to make. Underneath, Liam O'Neill with it. O'Neill double teamed. 2 big bounces and a nice hook shot in. Liam O'Neill with the second basket of the game for the Broncos. And answering right back, North got a tremendously good look there, but not able to finish the play. Samuel McElliott. And what do we have before the shot? We have a foul near the foul line, a push against the Titans. So it's a non-shooting foul. The Broncos will inbound it near side. 3:40 to go in the first quarter. Alvirne cutting into a 7-0 deficit now, can make it it is a one-score game right now. It's 7-4. They could potentially tie it up if somebody launched a 3. We haven't seen even a 3-point attempt yet in this game. Working it underneath and getting it to go. Liam O'Neill with some big body, big boy basketball there. A 1-point game, quickly back to a 3-point game as the Titans run the fast break to perfection with Samuel McElliott laying it in at the end. And it's a 9-6 lead for North. Back up on top by a 3. There's a 3-point attempt that doesn't go. It was launched by Jacob Hibbert. It looked pretty good out of his hand. There's another attempt, rattles in and out. Rebound by the Alvirne Broncos underneath. Wrestled away by Curtis Harris Lopez, but also he lost a handle out of bounds. So the Broncos will inbound it here, getting a third bite at the apple on offense on this possession. Stephen Norris will take a breather, as will Spencer Lebrecht. Couple of substitutions for the Titans into the game are Trevor Lebrecht and number 30, is Jaden Montgomery for the Titans. There's a nice looking set shot, but also off to the right, and another rebound for the Broncos, taking advantage of that height underneath. Tremendous extra chances for the Alvirne. They can't get a ball to fall, but they also are getting every single rebound in this possession. This has got to be chance number 6, and a foul called against the Titans as they're desperately trying to get a hold of a loose ball here and end this offensive possession with a successful stop, but it's making life difficult. They can't get a rebound. And the Broncos will have yet another chance to score on this one trip down the floor. They've had 6 chances already and missed every shot. And so inbounding it is Liam O'Neill. Actually, that's number 21, Jacob Hibbert launched it. It's short, and the Titans do get the loose ball. The rebound this time, Derek Finlay, number 45, got it. Trevor Lebrecht to the wing. To inside, Jaden Montgomery is fouled as he went to the hoop. It didn't go, but he will go to the line as he was in the act of driving to the basket when he was fouled. And Titans will have free throws to shoot here, trying to add to a 9-6 lead. Quite surprising that Alvirne wasn't able to score on that last possession. They had 7 chances to score and came up empty on every shot. So the score remained the same, 9-6, as North drove down the court. Making his first free throw is Jaden Montgomery. Has a chance to, and now it's a 5-point lead if he makes this one, and he does. 11-6. So first to double digits are the Titans, as Alvirne will inbound it. Taking a while to get out of their own end, going the wrong direction. They got to try a long pass, and they do get it across in time. Broncos were flirting with a backcourt violation for too much time there. Officials keep track of that. On the floor for 3 outside, and it's good. So Alvirne nails one. I believe that was Jacob Hibbert. He's their long-range gun. Hibbert made it a 2-point game, but just that quickly the Titans answer back with 2 of their own. So 13-9. North getting their shots off a lot quicker and taking very few shots to make baskets. Good step up in the passing lane. Trevor Lebrecht with the steal. Off on the wing to Derek Finlay. Inside is Trevor Lebrecht. Ran out of room. Alvirne stole it. Now they're going to move out of the backcourt. Trailing by 4, 13-9. Alvirne likes to put the ball up from distance. They were cold to start the game. And there's a shot from downtown. This misses to the left off the back rim by Liam O'Neill. No good. And driving hard to the basket, Samuel McElliott draws a foul. So more free throws for the Titans. They have created fouls by driving to the basket several times. Up 13-9 with more free throws to shoot. This is Samuel McElliott at the line. 40 seconds plus a tick left to go first quarter as North continues to make some substitutions, and Alvirne gets a fresh body on the floor. That's Owen Hoskins, number 11, checking into the game for Jacob Hibbert. So McElliott made his first free throw and makes a pair. Nothing but net. 15-9. The Titans are up by 6 with under a minute remaining first quarter. It's been a good first quarter for the Titans, considering it's their first quarter of any kind this season. A steal from behind by Derek Finlay, slapped it away from the ball handler, and he gets the basket. He gets rewarded immediately, a return pass from his teammate. So the steal and the make for Derek Finlay, and it's the biggest lead of the game for the Titans. They're up 17-9 and looking good. Almost another steal there. Jaden Montgomery was lurking, and you saw another Titan get in the passing lane, and that was Jaden Espinal, who certainly knows about intercepting passes. from his exploits on the football field in the Titans State Championship football team effort that we covered on Nashua TV this fall. To the sideline. The Broncos trailing by 8 points. They need offense. The turnaround one-hander is good. Liam O'Neill can score, the big guy underneath. Long shot would count if it went from the hand of Trevor Lebrecht, but it's off to the right, and the first quarter is in the books, a 17-11 advantage for the Titans. So looking strong in their first quarter of basketball of any kind. They were scheduled to start the season against Windham. That was canceled. And then a pair of games against South was also canceled. Both of them. That game, the next game against South for the Titans will be on Sunday. I forgot almost what date it was. We're coming to the end of January already, and January 31st will be a Sunday afternoon game. North versus South boys basketball, rescheduled from earlier in the season. For North, that'll be followed by games against Londonderry, South again on February 7th, Merrimack, Timberlane, and Bishop Girton. So North does have games on the schedule, and hopefully they'll be able to play them all. Alvirne, meanwhile, is sticking with the pairs scheme, as after this game, after they play North in their second game of the pair on Friday the 29th, they'll get 2 against Salem, 2 against Windham, 2 against Londonderry, and then one last game on February 26th against Nashua South will close out the season for the Broncos. John Collins along with Tom King. Second quarter action on tap here. A fresh 8 minutes up on the board. We are doing the game through masks. Hopefully you can hear us clearly. It is a new sensation for me to do a game through a mask, but it's working okay so far. Long shot, missed. Liam O'Neill, who's been the MVP so far for Alvirne, with the rebound. The Broncos moving it underneath quickly, drawing the fouls. He went up strong. Brendan Graham, 6'8". One of two very tall players on this Broncos team. Brendan Graham at 6'8", Liam O'Neill at 6'6", and both making their presences felt.
Yeah,
so far.
And if I'm Alvirne, I want to keep posting up O'Neill and Graham as much as possible, because I think that they have an edge in size and strength inside. I think that's where their edge is going to be in this game.
Tom, I counted 7 chances on one possession, largely because of O'Neill. But the rebounds, Broncos just kept getting every loose ball and rebound in one possession.
Well, they've got
there.
a size advantage, John. I think that's one of the things. Plus, you also have a team that, don't forget, Alvirne has played, by my count, I think they've played, 3 games already, right? So
yeah.
So, you know, they have a little bit
some more rhythm going.
Yeah, they have more rhythm, more fluidity.
So power numbers on that rebound. The Titans had 3 players had a chance at it. Derek Finley came down with it, and now Jaden Montgomery draw as a hard foul underneath.
But what do you notice about this North team that's a little different?
What do I notice that's different?
Who didn't touch the ball very much in that first quarter?
Curtis Harris-Lopez hardly touched it.
Hardly touched it.
Yeah. Open shot from outside, misses.
You know, he's been the point guard for the last couple of years. He's not the point guard out there now.
Well, they don't have a lot of height.
No.
I mean, he might be one of the tallest
players
players
on the team.
He is
one of the tallest players. And he can elevate.
So he's got to play power forward.
Yep.
In the corner, Alvirne, the left-handed driver, kind of looked good, but it didn't go for Jake Dufour.
And there's another putback right there.
The extra chances keep coming for the Broncos. I was going to say on that possession when they had 7 shots, they missed them all. They never made the basket.
Right.
And North went down and scored. North's maintained a lead, but it's just
it's
4 points right now.
It's definitely a different North team. It's going to have to be speed and plays like that.
Right on cue, Tom. Jaden Montgomery with the lay-in.
Right, and Montgomery is one of those, he looks like a kid who could bring instant energy off the bench.
Yeah, he's got those quicks. He can exploit a seam very quickly, as he just did there. But now it's the big man, Brendan Graham, with it. And he passes it outside to his fellow big man, Liam O'Neill, driving to the basket.
I'm telling you, those two are really, going to be something. And then if they start to get tired, they can try the outside game.
So at the line is O'Neal.
You know, Thomas can hit from the outside, I think. But also, I think the guy with the best shot, and he's already hit a 3 in this game, is Hibbert.
Hibbert, yeah.
21.
He likes to shoot it from downtown.
Right.
So, as you know, in covering football, big bodies can wear you down sometimes, trying to guard them and keep them away. And so we'll see what the stamina is of the Broncos later in the game. Definitely North has their hands full with the two big guys. Travel against the Titans. So Broncos have a chance to make it a one-score game again, as we have a mass substitution for the Titans now. Those starters coming back into the game, including the aforementioned Curtis Harris-Lopez, number 2 for North.
Let's see the effect he has on this game. He has yet to make an impact on it.
Yeah, we've seen games where he took it over.
Yep.
He might be itching to do that here as he sees Broncos edging back into even territory. Good steal, step up there by Samuel McElliott. He's going to drive the to the basket and gets fouled.
See, McElliott's one of those players who's really gotten the ball a lot, and he's really done a lot with it.
High basketball
This is a different. I mean,
player.
this is a different North team than we are used to seeing. It's a lot different. But one thing is the same: they like to run it.
And I've seen a theme on the team. They
like to run.
They bait you into passes that they know they can intercept. I've seen a
yeah, they're very good in the
possessions.
passing. Very good defensively in the passing lanes.
They anticipate well.
And that's got to be hard to do, John, when you don't have any scrimmages or game action.
Yeah.
So they have to work a lot on that in practice.
Yeah.
That's a credit to Steve Lane and what he's done with this team.
Probably too.
That is very difficult to do.
It means you played a lot of basketball as you grew up. You
yep.
know, maybe get some playground time in.
Anticipate the passing lanes. Look at Harris'
There it
speed.
is right there.
Look at the speed of Curtis Harris-Lopez as he saw him unguarded and raced all the way over to make that play.
That was terrific. I just wish he could have hooked it back into the middle of the court more.
Look at that speed.
Yeah. Fortunately, with the social distancing, he had plenty of room to roam after he went over the sideline. In the old days, you'd be crashing into people right there.
That's the only upside of the pandemic, John, is I don't have to get close to you. So.
Yeah. Liam O'Neal getting bothered. Throws it underneath now. This is the big guy, Graham, lost the handle, so North with the ball on the turnover.
Again, anticipating that play. But a bad pass just to the edge, and that's why I see you got to make those passes very carefully because of North's defense.
Gilliard into the corner. It's an open look, and it's good. 3-pointer, the first of the game for the Titans by number 35, Spencer Lebrecht. Good-looking shot from the left side as we look down court from our kitty corner position. Foul in the backcourt. As Stephen Norris got a bit overzealous on the defense on the full court press. So the Broncos will inbound it. It's got to be at least the 4th, maybe 15th foul against the Titans. With 5 minutes left to go in the second half, that could be a factor. Broncos with it. Number 5 is Charlie Thomas doing the ball handling, trying to split the defense. Kind of a slow developing layup there, but they call.
Again, another putback, and there's the advantage that Alvirne is going to have.
6'8", Brendan Graham snatching that ball out of the midair and putting it in for a Broncos score. Much needed. They were down by 9.
They ran a lot more against Merrimack because Merrimack came out with a little bit of lack of intensity, and Alvirne seized the moment and ran a lot. They don't want to get into a racehorse game with this North team, and they know it. So that's why they're going to do the post up and everything else.
A couple of good, almost no-look passes there between McElliott.
Look how high Harris-Lopez elevates.
He gave himself an extra chance, but misses. There could be some early season rust there.
Oh,
a clean block. Jaden Montgomery got up there and blocked Liam O'Neal.
And what's the height difference? About 5 inches?
At least.
And
Curtis Harris with the lay-in. Great defense produces instant offense, and the Titans expand their lead back to 9. They're up 26-17. An exciting sequence there. The Broncos answer back with a great play over traffic, Charlie Thomas able to bank it in, and he'll go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, Thomas is an old-fashioned point guard. He's a guy who has a lot of energy. He'll penetrate, he'll drive, he'll do everything he can to get to make a play, and you know, Marty Edwards trusts him implicitly on the floor. But you saw before, Alvirne had a chance for a three-point play, and what happened? This free throw.
Some animated discussion. I'm not sure what it's about, but Charlie Thomas will shoot some free throws. A free throw.
See, look at it. Another missed free throw, but they get the rebound.
I really think Brendan Graham got away with a push right there, but Alvirne ball, and they turn it into three.
Boy.
And that's a big turnaround there. Instead of a push being called, they get the rebound and they get a three, and it's 26-22. Shot from the top of the key, rattles home. The Titans answer back as they are up by 7, 29-22.
They're up by 7, and John, it's been an even game since the 7-0 start by North. So that 7-0 start is the difference in this game.
Yeah, it's still intact actually at this moment. Inside, North again getting in the passing lane. Great effort by Jaden Espinal, but the Broncos snatch back the loose ball. They throw it away. Titans pressure leads to a turnover. Stephen Norris checks out of the game, and in is Derek Finlay, number 45. As he'll walk it up with Curtis Harris Lopez by his side. Broncos in a modified man-to-man. There's a pass to the open shooter, and that is Trevor Lebrecht, who rattles it home. The Titans have with a hot hand shooting suddenly. Down court, Brendan Graham chose not to press his advantage there on the low defensive numbers for the Titans. Now they find a cutter underneath, and that is Jacob Hibbard, who goes to the hoop this time.
Yeah, see, there's no one underneath to really prevent those kinds of plays.
Loose ball off of Curtis, so it is a turnover by the Titans, and Broncos ball. Down by 8, 32-24.
So, John, we haven't seen each other in over 2 months. Did you miss me?
I miss doing the games.
That's not the question.
Yeah, I did. You know, yeah.
Just checking.
Such a strange year. We didn't get to those holiday tournament
right,
games.
exactly.
Man.
No, I know it.
It's the highlight of the winner.
It's the highlight of my bank account.
Yeah, you're right about that too. I didn't want to get all monetary, but yeah, that's been, join the pandemic club of losing out on money, right?
6 or 7 games in a 4-day span. You know, when there's hockey and basketball.
Yeah, there's times we did 4 games a day back in the heyday.
Right.
Alvirne trying to cut into an 8-point deficit, but they look to be a travel there.
Yes, he traveled.
Yeah. Titan ball. And Curtis Harris will walk it up this time. Taking care of the ball on this trip down the floor. 2:20 to go. First half, the Titans trying to expand on a 32-24 lead. Catching it and shooting it in rhythm, and short on the shot.
Well, that surprised me. From our angle, it looked like it was going to be good.
Right on line.
But Espinal was almost a steal. Espinal is a defensive player, John. That's his forte.
Yep. Interceptions. And he almost stole it back that time. Driving, open shot from the corner. Jake Dufour not able to get it to go, and another chance at the basket for the Broncos. They miss. It seemed to be in the hole, and it bounced out.
Rolled in and out, but again, the inside presence. You know, you can't. They got away with the travel there because he took 3 steps when he got it.
Yeah, it does appear so. Shot missed, but the Titans get the rebound back. 1.5 to go first half. Titans in control for the moment.
Harris Lopez would love to drive, but there's not much clear out in that lane.
Inside. And there's the intimidation factor underneath for the Broncos. The Titans don't even put it up, despite being close to the basket. Curtis Harris with the open shot from the side. Too much mustard on that one, but the Titans with the loose ball rebound, and they draw a foul underneath.
Again, did you see how high Curtis Harris Lopez got on that offensive rebound attempt?
Yep.
The ball fell away, but see, last year when they had Brendan Choate, they had to come out and guard Choate on the outside, and that would give the open lane for Curtis Harris Lopez, and he would just get one step and be able to fly to the basket.
We saw him dunk a few times, didn't we?
Yes, exactly. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
But they don't have that advantage this year because it's, no one knows exactly, okay, who's going to get hot for North from the outside. Could be anybody. But there's not that respect shown their shooters yet because of that.
Well, I'll just say this. Well, the season really starts when Curtis Harris Lopez dunks for the first time. I hope I could get to see it tonight. The Broncos with a chance to cut into make that a 9-point deficit. They miss, and the Titans instead go down and score.
That's the one thing I like about this North team is they're in attack mode, John.
Yeah.
And they showed it right there with that play. They are in attack mode, and there's nothing wrong with that because, all right, maybe the chances you could get blocked because of the size advantage that Alvirne has, but more than likely you're either going to hit the basket and get a foul or at least just hit the layup.
Believe the shot counted. 35.
It did. Oh, this is a 3-point play attempt. 11-point lead for the Titans with 46.5 seconds left to play in the half.
36-24 now after the make by Trevor Lebrec. And the Titans nearly steal, but salvaging it on the far sideline. Brendan Graham, the shot underneath, no good. The putback is good.
Again, you've got to box out. You've got to box out. If you're North, it's your only way to stop the rebounding advantage that Alvirne has.
10-point game, 36-26.
Yeah, they should go outside to Harris Lopez. Here he goes. Nope, gonna give it up. Now they're posting him up. Here he goes.
Spins around, draws the foul, but it doesn't go. Brendan Graham stood there with his arms in the air like, I didn't foul him, but he did, according to the official.
No, Harris Lopez has got the speed advantage with his agility, and so he's going to get that ball. He's got more moves because of his athleticism, and he's more than likely going to get the defender in an awkward spot where he's going to draw the foul.
And so, free throws for Curtis Harris Lopez. He makes the first of two. Just 13.7 seconds remains in the first half. And Alvirne's making a run at 40 here in their opening half of the season. Pretty impressive. On pace to score about 80. And here are the Broncos trying to get their last shot off.
Oh.
And they steal. Curtis Harris with a clean takeaway. Gets the ball back after it was deflected by the Broncos. 1 second left. This could count. Unfortunately, the Titans air it out.
Rush the shot. But we see a North team
that can score.
Because they're fast, and they can beat them. And Alvirne's gonna be in. And don't forget, they're also fresh. Haven't played any games, so they're at high energy right now. They're itching to get on the court. They're in good shape. They're not tired from the game 2 nights ago or 3 days ago or They're ready to go, and that we've seen it here, that they have a lot of speed and a lot of agility, and they've got a 12-point lead over an Alvirne team that looked pretty good the first week and a half, 2 weeks of the season.
Well, we'll see if Alvirne can bounce back or if the Titans continue to march to victory here in their opening game of the season. That's Tom King. I'm John Collins. Our cameraman Tim O'Neill will take a halftime break and come right back with the final 16 minutes of this one here on Nashua TV. The score at halftime, the Titans 38 and the Broncos 26. Stay with us.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Nashua High North. Second half about to begin. The Titans of Nashua North hosting the boys basketball team from Alvirne. In the opening game for the Titans this season after 3 cancellations, this pandemic winter of 2021 now. At halftime, the score, Titans 38 and Alvirne 26. And as we said, Tom, pretty impressive first half of the season for North.
Well, I mean, what they did, they showed a lot of energy, a lot of ball movement, a lot of running, played well defensively. The one thing they couldn't do is keep Alvirne from the inside, you know?
Alvirne got a ton of rebounds.
Yep.
With their two big men leading the way, but they were not able to convert on most of them. The field goal percentage for Alvirne is woeful in this game, and that's why North's able to have such a 8-point advantage, even though they've been out-rebounded. Broncos starting off with possession here in the second half, trailing 38-26. 8-minute quarters in New Hampshire high school boys and girls basketball, and the easy put in for the Broncos as they work the ball underneath to the 6'8" Brendan Graham.
And that's what they're going to have to do all game. They're going to have to do it as much as they possibly can.
Sure, they talked about it at halftime. In the non-locker room, right out here in the court in the corners.
I love it. They can't hide.
I can't hide from the sports writer.
Right.
There's a shot from the corner and a nicely done bomb from Spencer Lebrecht for 3.
John, I'll tell you, there's nothing worse as a sports writer in a high school basketball setting than, obviously I don't have a deadline anymore, but than having to be outside the locker room waiting and waiting and waiting for coach to talk to his team. It's brutal. It is brutal.
Tom has been outside that locker room too many times to count. And now they took it away. 41-28. So after all that work the Broncos did for that opening layup, Spencer Lebrecht answers with a 3. Alvirne trying to answer back. Big guy Graham with another rebound and another miss on the putback attempt. But he got fouled.
Brendan Graham can do whatever he wants.
Basically, yes.
Okay,
underneath.
He can do whatever he wants underneath. And North is going to have to keep trotting out 5 fouls against him because that's what you want to do with Graham is you want to put him on the line. Because Alvirne is not a good free throw shooting team. Now watch, he'll hit these two.
Oh.
No, see?
Yep.
They are not a good free throw shooting team. Look at Marty Edwards. Marty Edwards has got his hand on his head already.
You're right.
As he watches this.
The picture of frustration.
Exactly. I mean, that's just, and see, there's 0 for 2. They cannot shoot free throws.
Down come the Titans. Curtis Harris Lopez up 41-28.
I thought he was going to drive it.
It is a 13-point lead with possession for the Titans. Partly because, as Tom said, Alvirne's missing free throws along with putback attempts off their many rebounds. Skying for it. What a rebound by Jaden Espinal.
And again, what another 5 or 6 inch differential in height.
Yes. He almost jumped out of the building to get that one.
But that's the athleticism that North has. So they're going to be a tough out. They're going to be a tough team to face.
Alvirne with the inbound play. Trying to get to the 30-point plateau. North with 41 points to 28 for Alvirne. Third quarter action. 2 minutes into it. And the Broncos looking for that scoring formula. Double team underneath on Graham, forced to kick it back out. The tough layup for the Broncos doesn't go. They get the rebound. Loose ball stolen by Espinal. As he tries to set up, good no-look pass back from Curtis Harris. Around the court it goes. This is Samuel McElliott, lost it off of the Alvirne player's foot. So the Titans retain possession.
Brad Zepenis, the referee, making a quick move to get the basketball.
Ricocheted all the way behind us over here.
He is paired with B.J. Neverett, okay? So, I'll tell you the story in a second.
Turnaround, McElliott.
Good look and didn't hit it.
And Graham, another rebound. He's got to have about 12 at least.
All right, look at Alvirne.
And Graham with another rebound.
Wow.
But no, he doesn't make it.
And here comes Harris.
Great
Lopez.
lead pass. And Curtis Harris with the reverse lay-in.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be a dunk there. The ball wasn't in position for it.
But it was a nice lead pass nevertheless for the easy lay-in. So it is a 43-28, 15-point advantage for the Titans because the Broncos are struggling to put the ball in the basket from the field and the line. Graham can't get it to go off the back rim.
Another easy shot.
From very close distance, too, we may add. Underneath, and the lay-in.
That's probably a timeout going to be called, I would imagine, soon.
Spencer LeBrecq puts it in.
No, Marty Edwards isn't going to call one. He's looking for a sub, but he's not calling a timeout.
Yeah, he's got Hibbard to come into or is Hibbard in the game? They're not letting him shoot it from outside if he is. There's Graham lost it. He's looking for a call. He doesn't get it as he slams his palm on the court. Meanwhile, North trying to pick up the pace. Curtis Harris in rhythm, fires it across. Three-point attempt is good. And now you got to call a timeout. Spencer LeBrecq buries it, and it is the biggest lead of the game. They're up 20, 48-28. Impressive play by the Titans, yes, but the struggles of Alvirne.
So, we've got B.J. Neverett as one ref.
Yep.
Former baseball coach at Nashua South.
That's right. Look at him.
We have Brad Zepenis as the other referee, former baseball star at Nashua North, who you think coached against the play.
That's right.
And now they're reffing the game together.
How about that? Yeah. Basketball refs.
Yep. Well, they've both been doing it for a while.
Yep.
So.
And of course, P.J. Neverett, brother of Tim Neverett.
Right.
The baseball announcer, who now he works for the Dodgers, right?
Yes, but was not able to do the World Series because networks took over the postseason at that point.
Yeah. Which the Dodgers won.
And I wrote a story about it because I interviewed Tim at the end of the season after the World Series.
Yeah.
You know, they had Charlie Steiner doing the radio, but Steiner did it from home.
Oh, that's right, huh?
So there was
Yeah, with that player named Mookie Betts that used to play for the hometown team and won the championship. Reminds me of that other player. What's his name? He plays quarterback. It'll come to me.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in the big game again, I hear.
And your other big player got shut out of the Hall of Fame today.
Kurt Schilling?
Yes.
Yeah, nobody got elected, you said.
No one.
And a shot from the corner and a desperately needed three for the Broncos. So that was a make by Charlie Thomas from the corner. And the Broncos are up over 30 now, 48-31. They're trailing, though, by 17. And the Titans not taking their foot off the gas pedal as Jaden Espinal drives to the basket and makes it.
Espinal took advantage of the zone. And the zone left him alone on the far side, and he was able to get the ball and drive very quickly.
Owen Hoskins bounced past Liam O'Neill driving, kicks it out. The shot from the corner by Andrew Porter is good. So
Alvirne's getting its shooting touch going, but is it too little too late because there's only 11 minutes left in the game?
Yep, 3 in this third quarter and 8 more in the fourth, and it's a 16-point advantage for the Titans right now. They don't seem to have any problem continuing their own scoring pace.
None.
So they were on pace to score about 78, 80 points at halftime, and that has continued since the action picked up here in the third. Espinal gets some low fives as he comes off the court. Some very effective minutes, 5 minutes of the first part of the third quarter, making an impact. The turnaround, and it goes for Samuel McElliott. Nice touch. 52-34. The Titans are up by, got to do some math here, 18. There's a miss from the corner.
2:45 left to play in the third period. And a miss and another Bronco foul. Sooner or later, North's going to go to the line with the penalty.
Two teams that look...
Well, they're not that close. We only have 2 team fouls each. I thought there was more for Alvirne, but I guess not.
When you looked at the two teams, you saw definite advantages for each team, and maybe you thought you'd get a close game, but at this point, not really.
Yeah, North shooting well and moving the ball around well and playing very good defense.
Doing just enough to make Alvirne miss on multiple shot attempts, many from in close. Titans on a mad scramble of a basket. Samuel McElliott finishes it off.
Yeah, McElliott inside, all of that. It's all happening right now for them.
Back to a 20-point lead for North. They're up 54-34 with just over 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Driving to the basket, Hoskins gets fouled.
It impressed me a lot because that was a very crowded interior. And the Titans had plenty of opportunity to push the ball back out and go for the open shot. Instead, they were determined to score in the paint, and they did. Against a bigger team. But a bigger team that has a couple of its big players on the bench right now.
Owen Hoskins with a nice-looking, high-arcing free throw. Maybe the best free throw shooter on this team if he can make two. Right here. So it's a 19-point game now, 54-35. I don't see them.
They didn't put it up yet.
They put it up. It did go in, correct? Yeah, they did. They put it up now. 54-36. Hoskins made them both. Driving, McElliott into the corner, the open look, and they brought the bench to their feet. They thought it was right on line by Trevor LeBrecq, but it didn't go.
See, Hoskins can shoot free throws, but the big people for Alvirne are the ones who are having trouble with it.
And that's a problem because they go to the line a lot.
Right, and that's exactly it. You want them to go to the line a lot, but unfortunately, they're not able to take advantage of it.
Well, the audience is aging out of even the hack-a-shack phrase, I guess. Shaquille O'Neal's retirement goes further and further into the rearview mirror. That was the strategy against him, right?
Right.
Broncos get a lay-in, so they kind of take a little bite out of that lead deficit. It's 54-38. A 16-point advantage for the Titans as they drive to the hoop and draw a foul. So it'll be free throws for North. Let's see. Nope, it's a non-shooting foul. Not yet in the penalty and not in the act of shooting. Derek Finlay bounce pass, and it's a foul on McElliott. McElliott got fouled by Hoskins.
Tell you one thing that North's quickness is allowing them to do, it's allowing them to get the ball close to the basket.
Yes.
Now, Alvirne's defense has not been as good in this half as it was in the first half, judging by the score. North's going to probably get in the 60s and maybe the 70s by the time this game is over with.
2 free throws for McElliott. Missed the first. John Collins with Tom King, our cameraman Tim O'Neill here on a Tuesday night in late January. First game of the season for the the Titans boys basketball team, the Broncos' 4th game of the season.
These two teams will meet again at Alvirne on Friday night. And
3 nights from now.
Yes. And then 2 days later, North will play South. Ooh, there's a three-pointer.
Good looking shot by Kyle Ferrullo.
Definitely.
Nothing but net. 55-38. And North answers right back. 57-40 is the score. 57-40.
Beat them down the floor, and that's the one part of the game that Marty Edwards did not want the Broncos to get involved in as a racehorse game.
Going so fast, the scorekeeper can barely type in the points fast enough. 17-point advantage right now for the Titans as they foul Hoskins on his way to the basket. Alvirne scored 50 points in each of their first 3 games. They're at 40 right now with Hoskins at the line. 1:11 to go, third quarter, and he clunks that one. So it's still 57-40 North. Charlie Thomas will check out, and into the game is Anthony Ferrullo, who I imagine is brothers with Kyle Ferrullo, who just hit that 3-pointer from the corner. So Kyle's number 3, and Anthony is number 10. Missed them both. Curtis Harris, down the court they come. Bounce pass underneath, now kicking it back outside. Curtis is going to penetrate in the corner. Great quick ball movement by the Titans. Can barely keep up with the numbers here. McElliott looking for an open teammate. He feeds it to Derek Finlay underneath. Finlay gets fouled and makes the basket.
Great move by Finlay. The up and chuck. Double pumped his way through and lays it in.
Any comeback for the Broncos would have to stop with making stops, and they don't seem to be able to stop this Titans offense whatsoever.
You're down 20 going into the fourth quarter. You got to hit your outside shots and your free throws. And North didn't hit their free throw right there.
Well, they would have been 20, but they missed the free throw, so it's 19.
Right.
59-40 with 40 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Broncos with the ball, trailing by 19. Up top it goes. And kind of a wild-looking play for the Broncos.
You had to step on the defender. You go to the hoop.
McElliott corrals it in the corner, throws up a wild-looking left-handed one-hook shot, and it goes.
Yeah,
everything's working for the Titans.
Yeah, you just said it, John. Everything's working for North as they've got a 21-point lead right now.
Hoskins makes the same mistake. He drives and just makes a wild pass to nobody, and the Titans turn it into points. No, I spoke too soon as Jaden Montgomery got right underneath what looked like an easy lay-in.
Jump ball. Let's see which way the arrow's pointing. I can't tell. The arrow's pointing towards the Broncos.
Broncos get the jump ball arrow, so they have 5 seconds to get a shot away. 5 seconds even remaining in the third quarter.
Won't do it.
Broncos stumble. They didn't even start the clock until too late. Somebody didn't. Now they got it down to 0.9. But
yeah, they're definitely having some problems.
There was an issue there because the ball had been inbounded for almost a full 5 seconds, and the clock hadn't started yet.
And so they added that second on
the
the third quarter.
So we were at the quarter break.
61-40.
Yep. We had some scores from our executive producer, Pete Johnson, manning the controls back at Nashua ETV. Alvirne 29, North 26. That's the girls' game in Hudson. Late in the game, a 3-point advantage for the Broncos, but that's it. North trying to come back and win in the girls' game, Alvirne North. And in BG's girls' game against Windham, it's a big advantage, as you might have guessed, 53-35 late in the fourth. So
that's a close game for girls.
Well, yeah, you're right. It's not quite 20 points advantage over Windham.
Yeah, they were locked in a struggle. Who did they play on Friday? Whoever it was, they were giving them a hard time. They were locked in a tight struggle, a 4 or 5 point game going into the fourth quarter, and then BG pulled away. The Bedford game was a classic. And the two teams will face each other again. It wasn't on the original schedule, and it wasn't even on a recent schedule, but I just noticed it today. They have added a game with Bedford and BG girls on, I believe, next Monday night.
Ratcheting up the excitement, are we?
Yes.
Yeah.
6 o'clock game.
Wow.
At the Caliga Dome, because they played in Bedford already.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Curtis Harris with it.
Nashua South was trailing Windham by 21 on the road, South boys.
Speaking of 21, that's your difference right now. The Titans up 61-40 as we open the fourth quarter. The Titans with a 21-point advantage and possession of the basketball. The jump ball possession arrow this time favors North, so they'll keep it. No, I'm sorry. It said
well, if it was a jump ball, the arrow was supposed to go to North.
I thought so. I don't know.
Must have called a travel.
Maybe they did. Bronco ball. They need points. Perimeter passing. This is Nick Jakes, number 34. Errant pass. Titans steal. Jaden Espinal. Usually involved when there's a steal and an interception of some kind. And the Titans moving it around. Trying to add to their 21-point advantage. In traffic, heads-up play by Stephen Norris. He tried bouncing it off the opponent's legs, but he kind of missed, and Broncos have it.
Yeah, exactly. That happens sometimes.
Owen Hoskins through traffic, overshoots the lay-in, and struggling to get the ball to go with the Alvirne Broncos.
All right, they cannot put the ball in the ocean, and they've gotten great looks.
Not their night as far as easy baskets underneath. Too many misses to count. Jump ball arrow again.
It'll go to North.
You're right. So that must have been a travel before.
Yep.
Stephen Norris will inbound it for the Titans, looking to add to their 61-40 lead. They are up by 21 here in the opening minute of the fourth quarter.
Too much time? You get a 5-second call? I think you did. 5-second call.
Well, maybe you will get the Curtis Harris Lopez dunk, Tom. I don't know, but I'll have to be departing shortly to let you do the rest of the game. And I hope we get to do this again soon in this pandemic season. You never know, but every game is a gift. Shot from deep for the Broncos, skims off the left side of the rim. That was by Andrew Porter, and all by himself. Norris gets fouled and puts it in.
Yeah, that was a predictable foul. Alvirne was chasing down. They were going to make a defensive play one way or the other, and that's one of those plays where you almost have to say, you know what, good work by you. Take the basket, and we won't put you at the line, because there was no way they were going to disrupt Norris's layup. And he hits for three, and suddenly the lead is now 24.
64-40. Titans on top with just over 6 minutes remaining in the contest. They'd be very content to just trade points from here on out, but I'm sure they'll also continue to play hustle defense. Make life difficult for the Broncos shooters. Charlie Thomas spinning around, being marked by Jaden Espinal. Tries to get it inside, and he does, just barely. The reverse lay-in, neatly done by Andrew Porter for 2 points for the Broncos. 64-42, a 22-point advantage, and Curtis Harris splits the seam and exploits the weakness in the Alvirne defense, and back to a 24-point advantage it goes. 66-42 now, as the Titans remain on pace to score about 80 at this rate. Just over 5 minutes remaining. Owen Hoskins drives through traffic. Nice looking drive there by Owen as he makes the basket.
But 66. The baskets right now are kind of meaningless.
Yeah, double sixes and double fours. 66-44. The putback by Curtis Harris.
But see, the one thing you like about Nashua North is they're still attacking. And they're still playing defense.
He just hustled back and stole it from behind.
But now with 4:54 to go, what you have to realize is the clock is your friend, and there's no shot clock. So you can take your time. You don't need to rush shots anymore.
All right. Tom, I'm going to let you take it the rest of the way.
All right, John Collins.
Looks like North has it well in hand, though. It's a pleasure doing the game with you, and I'll say goodnight. Thanks to Tim. And Tom will take it from here.
All right, the Titans now with the ball, moving it around very well and driving to the basket and getting the foul call. Spencer Lebrecq just had a clear move to the basket and takes it in. Lebrecq will go to the line for two, 4:25 left in the game, 66-44 in favor of Nashua North. Steve Lane has got to be very happy with the way his team came out tonight. First free throw is good. And now it's a mass substitution except for Norris, as it looks like a lot of the regulars are coming out of the game for North. Although we see some bench players that played in the first half for the Titans. But their night is done. I believe Curtis Harris Lopez's night is done with Espinal and everything else. They've got a busy schedule coming up. They've got a game Friday, and then they've got another game on Sunday. So trying to preserve them. 2 free throws for Norris, and it's a 68-44 lead as Charlie Thomas brings it up for Alvirne. Garullo lost the handle on the pass. Another Alvirne turnover. Shot from the corner is good, a three-pointer. But Trevor Lebrecq, 71-44. Nashua North with the lead. Thomas working it for Alvirne. Foul called, or timeout called. Timeout called by Alvirne. Marty Edwards wants to go over how they're going to spend this 3:47. I think it's a 30-second timeout. 71-44. Well, we will be on the air on Sunday, right here from Titans Gymnasium, as North will take on Nashua South. The first meeting of the year, the first of 2 for the boys. Right now, the girls' game, which was canceled for Sunday, and then the rematch was supposed to be at North, or at North here on February 7th. That game, both games canceled February 7th postponed, moved to the 13th, Saturday the 13th. Right here at Nashua North for North-South girls basketball. Right now, they're only going to play once unless they can find another hole in the schedule. And a clear layup for Nashua North. Jaden Montgomery, and it's a 73-44 lead. Well, Alvirne looked like it had something early on when they were down 7-0, fought their way back in, down 11-8, trying to do the inside game, and then all of a sudden the shots stop falling, and Nashua North with their athleticism, even on the offensive glass. Jumper good by the Broncos. That's Drew Chamberlain with the shot. Montgomery. Over now to Jack Sullivan. Montgomery with it again. Top of the key. He's going to drive the lane. Now he's going to dish it out. Moving the ball around very nicely. No good. Shot no good. Rebound by Alvirne. Barullo. And he'll get the foul. Well, from that opposite side, LeBrecq had a good clean three. He had another one from the other side, but it didn't go. 75-46. Steal. And a foul on Alvirne. Body foul on Nick Jakes. .225 left in the ball game. 75-46 in favor of the Titans. The season opener, and I'll tell you what, they don't go much better than this. If you're opening a season, if you were to say who was the rusty team, you would have thought it was the Broncos, because the Titans just had so much fluidity from the start of this night. Jumped out to a 7-0 advantage, and have just been in control ever since. 1-1 at the line. Sullivan hits the first. And the second. Titans have done a good job from the line tonight as well. Barullo airballs it. And here comes Nashua North. Imagine Steve Lane's going to try to develop some depth. Sullivan from the outside nails a three. And it's now 80-46. This is a very athletic Nashua North team. But you know, Alvirne looked pretty athletic last Tuesday night against Merrimack, and it didn't exactly turn out to be that way. And the mask comes off, and the shot is no good. Strange seeing everybody with masks, but that's the rule, or that's what they've agreed to do. Safety first. And one of the senior posters gets knocked down by the errant ball. 1:42 left. 80-46. Broncos will inbound. Ferrullo in the corner. Drives the baseline, puts it up, and draws the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Broncos lost their opener to Pinkerton and then put together a couple of wins. Actually, I believe 3 straight. One out of 2 for Ferrullo. Another open jumper from the corner, and the Titans just don't miss those, do they? Jack Peters with the jumper. 83-47. Ferrullo. Now driving the lane, or trying to drive the lane for Alvirne, is another Ferrullo, Anthony Ferrullo. Ferrullo to Ferrullo. And Anthony will go to the line to shoot 2 with 1:06 to go and an 83-47 lead for Nashua North. And second free throw, no good. 0 for 2 from the line. That's been a problem, as we said, for Alvirne most of the season, is shooting free throws. .102 to play, and the Titans will go to the line now. Call on that play. Sullivan at the line for North. 102 to play, 83-47. In and out. Spin move by Ferrullo, no good. Alvirne struggling offensively in this game. Sullivan out to Peters. Lebrecht. Back to Peters, to Sullivan. Clock is your friend. Titans up with 25 seconds to play in an 83-47 game. Almost a travel. They're just going to try to hold the ball until the end of this game and run that clock out. No reason for Alvirne to foul because it's not a close game. So a nice wheel offense by Nashua North. They'll dribble it out, and that'll do it, everybody. The final score here from Titans Gymnasium in Nashua North is the Titans of Nashua North 83 and Alvirne 47. My thanks to Tim O'Neill on camera, John Collins, our play-by-play man, Pete Johnson, our executive producer. I'm Tom King. Once again, the final score, 83-47, Nashua North over Alvirne. Hope you enjoyed the ETV broadcast. Good night, everybody.